Hello everyone and welcome back to Revival Tournaments. It's your host Gold Mason back with the final round 10 Swiss set. These gamers are fighting for their lives, their tournament lives that is. We've got Christos versus Churilix, two peripheral ADV players. Both play quite a bit of other gens, they're quite around the community, but not known for their ADV, but it is round 10, so they obviously know what they're doing. Both made it to round 10, one step away from elimination. Let's see who gets it. Zapdos versus Medicham, probably one of the worst things Medicham can see, other than like a Metagross, but switches to Celebi and gets a nice Thunderbolt critical hit plus a Thunder Wave for its troubles. Celebi gets a nice Psychic off on Charizard. You really want to get the chip off on Charizard as early as possible with these kind of teams. And Charizard gets a Fire Blast on Salamence, which, yep, looking fine for Churi. Gotta be careful of a mixed Salamence, but probably not. Alright, Zapdos goes to Regice. Pretty strong, pretty strong. Starmie is the switch in. Gets frozen, which isn't that bad. We'll see a Thunderbolt here. Oh, nope, just another Ice Beam. Nice. Second freeze. Jeez. Louise. Okay, thaws out immediately. Clicks recover. Interesting. Ice Beam is doing a billion damage. Focus Punch also does a billion damage to Zapdos, but Zapdos is revealed to be faster, so here's the Baton Pass again. Charizard is in. There's definitely some swaps for Churi, such as the Starmie or the Salamence, but Regice is back in. Thunderbolts instead on the Swampert, and the Swampert goes for Curse. Ooh, misses Hydro Pump. Takes a massive Earthquake. Really don't want to be losing all of your Swampert when you've got a Salamence on the opposing field, but there it is. Notably, the Swampert probably could have even stayed in, took in the Hidden Power Grass, and just killed Charizard, but Swampert comes in, takes a mean Hidden Power, and is likely dead now. A nice double back to Zapdos from Christos. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. The Swampert just stays in on a lot of stuff because it's full health. So tries to make a read, Christos does, but Churi expertly goes to Starmie. The real problem for Churi's team is this Regice. Sand being set by Christos is actually very helpful. But, pardon me, I yawned. Yeah, so you have to trade down pretty much your entire Swampert just to kill this Regice, which is not ideal. And a nice switch to Charizard. Of course, again, the Starmie is going to be tough. Charizard is eternally in Blaze range, which is incredibly useful. And Christos' team is very, like, mixed offense, so... Okay, Hidden Power Fire. It's kind of crazy. Regice is finally vanquished, though, and Churi, I'm sure, is breathing a heavy sigh of relief. That was the biggest threat to his team. Tyranitar is in on the Starmie. Oh boy, Hidden Power Grass Tyranitar loses to Surf Starmie. This is not looking good. Here's a Metagross. Starmie going down is similarly a pretty heavy sigh of relief for Christos. Metacham's going to go down, take a huge chunk of Metagross, and then go to something like Salamence. Yep. Nice swap. Hidden Power Ice Zapdos. Alright. Goodbye Salamence. However, that does mean that the Swampert would have walled the Zapdos. I'm not sure, but, well, Celebi's fine, actually. And yeah, with Salamence out of the way, Charizard already looked incredibly threatening. And now it's going to be Blaze Boosted Fire Blast for the win, and gets it. Wow. A pretty great comeback from Christos there. The swing and momentum was letting Starmie go, honestly. I think that Churi needed to not let Starmie go. Yeah, no, that's literally all I can think of. Pretty expertly done from Christos, well played. And permanently being set in Blaze range also helped a lot. Whatever damage roll put him in Blaze range was pretty nice. But anyways, we are on to game 2. Tyranitar versus Zapdos. Tale as old as time. If it lives the earthquake, yeah, it does. Goodbye, Dugtrio. That could be disastrous later. This Tyranitar is not low enough to have justified that, really. And there's the Blissey. So this is already looking pretty bad for Churi. Nice Thunder Wave on the meta. Oh man, it's a Fortress too. So we're gonna see some spikes go up. Whoops. I thought I caught the M. My fault. Alright. Will-O-Wisp onto the Swampert. It might be a Refpert given how these teams look. I don't know about this this bouncing between Swampert and Moltres. It doesn't feel like it does very much. You have a Blissey. Nice Ice Beam catch onto Zapdos, but again, I don't know. Like, there's a whole ass Blissey right there. Yeah, there it is. Metagross reveals Leftovers. We probably knew from the damage roll on Foray earlier that it was not banded, but good to have the final confirmation. Another spike goes down. This is really not good for Christos. Christos again has to be very careful that there isn't something that Swampert needs to be checking in the back. Getting a little chip on the Gengar is good. This team from Christos does not scream Aerodactyl, so it doesn't mandatorily need the chip, but it's still quite good. There's going to be a third spike here at some point as well, which will help a lot. Don't think that the last two from Churi will be floaters, so they'll definitely take some spikes chip coming in. And yeah, Christos is fine playing this line every single time. You can baton pass to Metagross all you want. It doesn't matter. Get your third spike though, Christos. Yeah, there you go. That was a hidden power ghost trying to catch Gengar on the switch in, by the way. Would have caught it that time. But kind of an insane click. Foray goes down, which again, Christos is totally fine with. It got 3 spikes. And last revealed for Christos is Gengar. Which honestly is pretty terrifying for Churi. Unless there's something in the back that can handle it, or Okay, Metagross Paras on the Moltres. Don't love to see that. But Suicune comes in and that'll be fine. Unless it burns or something. Yep, no, we're all good. So yeah, no, Blissey really needed to be trapped by Dugtrio. And not being trapped by Dugtrio just means that stuff like this can happen. Churi does get a substitute off in front of the Blissey. But, I mean, you can't sub again. There's sand on the field. And goes down. Goodbye, Suicune. Pretty telegraphed boom. Probably needed to hold it. And Tar in on Raikou is exactly what Christos wants. You click Earthquake. Or, oh wait, no, you're crunched. Your Pursuit Tar. Never mind, my fault. So now this is a little scarier. Blissey can still come in. Click Soft Boiled once, and then... Yeah, the sand is just really nice for Christos. The only way that he loses here now is a crit on Blissey. Because Raikou does not have the base stat high, base HP stat high enough to have those gigantic substitutes. So that would block a Blissey Seismic Toss. So yep, this is, we're gonna wrap this up for sure. Obviously, even if the Metagross makes it through the Blissey, which it will, anything can come in and kill it. And Christos chooses Moltres. All right. Well, this is a good lesson in if you have Spec Off, unless it's like a Jinx Spec Off, which is built completely differently. Maybe don't trap the Tar without having seen what the rest of the team is, unless it is a guaranteed trap that won't cost your Dugtrio. But yeah, great game. Also, I didn't mention it earlier, but this 6 is relatively familiar, at least this 5 before the Gengar. And that Tar only took 25% from the Dugtrio EQ, so it's either a very, very attack lowered Dugtrio, which is unlikely, but more likely it's a counter Pursuit Tar. So it has a lot of the HP so that it can survive like a Metagross Meteor Mash and stuff like that, and then click counter. So again, you know, the Dugtrio coming in was less than ideal. So, well, an interesting game, an interesting set. Thank you to both battlers for participating in the tournament. Congratulations to Christos for moving on to bracket, and we're sorry to see Churi go. Thank you everybody for joining me. This has been Gold Mason from Revival Tournaments, and this has been another ADV Revival 2 commentated set. See you next time.